Hello friends, welcome to my channel. In this video I am going to discuss synopsis writing. It is a very important topic in research methodology, and I will discuss what is synopsis and how to write a synopsis. I will discuss my own synopsis and we will see step by step how to write a synopsis. So let's begin synopsis writing. What is synopsis? Synopsis is the overview of something. Generally speaking, it is the overview of something, whereas in research methodology, it is a research synopsis. It is a tentative guideline or a guide map for your research, and so the process where you it is the process where you chalk out a plan for your research. So we will discuss the components of synopsis, right? So it varies from field to field, in social sciences, in biological sciences, and we will discuss with reference to art and humanities, especially literature and linguistics. So this is my synopsis and I will discuss how to write a complete synopsis, right? The table of contents include an introduction, right? This is how you give headings, main headings and subheadings as well. The first one is the introduction, and there are subparts as well. Right here you see on the screen: background of study, statement of problem, research question, research objectives, significance of study, delimitation. And second important heading is literature review. Third one is the research methodology, and under that subheadings include research design, theoretical or conceptual framework, method, techniques of data collection, data collecting tools, data analysis, discussion, and references as well, right? So we will discuss each steps how to write to follow in synopsis writing, as I have covered up all these important topics in video lectures as well, available on my channel. You can check out, right, all the important topics, research problem and literature review, methodology, data collection, all the important topics. So here we began, right? The topic of my research synopsis is I choose from the linguistics, right? So preserving and promoting Burushaski language as an endangered language of Pakistan. So this is my native language, Burushaski, right? So I'm interested or passionate about in this topic, that's why I've chosen it, and I recommend you to choose the topic in which you are interested or you are passionate about, because this make things very easy. If you are interested, then you will work on that, and if you choose a topic in which you have no interest, then you won't be able to work on that, right? Research, as I already told you, it's a hard work, passions, all these things are required, right? A laborious activity, research, and a very harsh and difficult as well. Technical skills are required, right? And first and foremost, your passion, your interest, which is the major concern, right? And so you can choose any topic within the domain of literature and linguistics, and I've chosen language, my native language, which is I will discuss detail about language, right, and all these in my synopsis. So this is my topic, right? So the first heading goes to introduction. In introduction I will tell about origin and current state of my language, Burushaski language, right? So very briefly I've spoken about it, that it is ancient language, right? Origin in born tradition 1800 years ago, right? And current state, so this is the language spoken in northern Pakistan, right, especially in the regions of Gilgit-Baltistan, in the district of Funzanagar and Yasin, from where I belong to, right? And it is also spoken by minority community in India, Hari Parbat region in Srinagar as well. So though the speakers are very less, right? In according to record T4 1993, he states that 150,000 people speak the Brushesky language, right? So whatever you say in research, you have to give reference, you have to prove it, right? So in research there are no personal opinions or personal ideas. They are not entertained in research, as research should be objective, not subjective. And background of study, in background of study, I will talk about the importance, the needs of language preservation, what motivates me to choose this topic, right? So this is the reason that there is a great linguistic diversity in the northern part of Pakistan, right, and enriched by various languages, and among them Burushaski is the one. And the problem is that it is in danger, and most of the other languages there are endangered, right, because they are spoken by less number of people. Other languages include Khwarshina, Balti, Wakhi, Tawali, Kalashi, Damali, and things like that. And apart from that, so there are challenges to these languages. So what are the initiatives that have been already taken, and what need to be taken, right? So endangered, according to endangered encyclopedia of world endangered languages 2007, Burushaski is among the endangered language, right? So that's why I am interested to work on that endangered language, to preserve it, right? Recommendation for its preservation and promotion in the digital world, in the contemporary world. And in this statement, my statement of problem is, it's a statement of problem, very brief, very concise statement, which just focus on your problem. The problem is that it is endangered language, obviously. So Bhushas is declared as endangered language, and it is on its way towards extinction, as the new generation is prone to language shift, right? I've briefly discuss the problem. The problem is date, and after that comes the research questions, different questions that you ask. For example, why Brushaski should be preserved, what make Brushaski a unique language, how Brushaski is prone to language shift and under the influence of English and Urdu, and how to promote Brushaski language in the digital world. And then comes the research objectives. What are the objectives of my research? What I want to do in this research? So these are my agendas, my goals, my objectives: to spread awareness, highlight the importance of Burushaski language, right, and bringing attention and interest of new generation towards their native language, to bring light to a shared need for language preservation, to highlight what makes Burushaski a unique language, and steps to be taken for preservation of Burushaski language and promoting Burushaski language in the digital world. And digital world demand digital solutions. So that's why. And significance of my study, it is very important. What makes your study different, unique, right? As already work has been done, what is the difference, distinction that you want to create, the significance of your study? So this study is first of its kind, right, which particularly works on Burushaski as an endangered language. Wow, that is significant, because it is first of its kind. And as the digital world demand digital solution, so this study will focus on the modern and digital solution to threats faced by Burushaski language, and suggesting digital solutions such as digital Burushaski keyboard, language learning app, broadcasting, TV, radio on digital media, right, spreading or promoting through digital media. And to bring the attention of new generation, especially because they are mostly prone to language shift or language change, and to bring alight the sheer need for language preservation, and bringing uniformity in the regional dialects of British language and making standardization of language. So these are the significance of my study, right? The importance of my study, you can say. These are the things that my study will add up to already existing knowledge about British language. So in delimitation, you have to delimit your topic to a specific agenda. As in the main topic, I've discussed that my topic was preserving and promoting Burushaski as endangered language of Pakistan. Here I have delimited it to Gilgit Baltistan, specifically a specific area, that is Gilgit Baltistan, right? And that is in the northern part of Pakistan. And preservation in the digital world. So you have to delimit your uh, topic, right, to a specific agenda, specific goal, right, specific area with respect to all these things. And what should be my variables, right? The variables, independent and dependent variables. So the independent variables are English and Urdu language, right, which influence Burushaski language. So Burushaski language would be the dependent variable, right? And apart from that, let's come to the literature review, important part of your synopsis. You have to go through relevant literature, and you have to discuss what already things have to be done. I have discussed literature review in my videos as well, importance of literature review and things related to that. So in literature review, you have gone through other literature, what work has already been done, and what you are supposed to do, what your study will add up to that already existing body of knowledge. So in literature review, I have just mark some headings, right, subheadings. That the first one is I've studied about language endangerment, about the phenomena in linguistic when a language is in danger, right? So Christopher Mosley, he stated that a language is in danger if it lacks standing in the home country, right, and its speakers suffer and are under pressure from large language in public space, and change is not being passed on language is not passed on to new generation. That is what language endangerment is, according to these people. And Leonor, right, he American linguist, he states that the primary cause for language loss is language shift, and things briefly I've discussed. And after that, Brushaski declared as endangered language. So where it is declared endangered language, so you have to give reference to other studies. So a linguist, a very renowned linguist, have been inspired by her work as well, and I will discuss in theoretical framework as Sadaf Munshi, right, professor at University of Texas, right? So a PhD in linguistics. So she researched on Brushaski already, right? And she under her program, we will discuss that as well, right? So she mentions that there is 80% threat to Brushaski language, and apart from that, according to Encyclopedia of World Endangered Languages 2007, Brushaski is among the endangered languages. So I have proven it, right? And apart from that, the subheading include Brushaski as endangered language. What are the causes? What are the threats and challenges it faces? Right. So the primary, it is a spoken language, and it lacks a writing system. That is the major challenge it faces, right? And if there is no written form of your language, obviously it will prone to endangerment, right? Absence of proper writing system, and its script, obviously, and disputes or the non-uniformity in the dialects, right, in the regions, in different regions. That is again a social challenge as well. And globalization, that is always a challenge to every language. Westernization, the Western culture that dominates, and Western language, English language that dominates all over the world nowadays. So the local languages are prone to decline or to endangerment. And apart from that, the new generations, they are inclined towards English. So that's why they are just ignoring their native languages. And apart from that, why Burushaski should be preserved, right? Because it is an ancient language, a unique language, right? And a lot of work has been done by foreign researchers such as Harman Barinja, Tifo, Sadaf Munshi, right? And their works include Herman Berger, right? His work Burushaski language, Das Yasin Burushaski, is conducted in 1960s, and he states that Burushaski is quite different from the language spoken in the neighboring areas. And loss of language, any language, that is devastating for not only for its speaker, it's for the community, right? Language is the identity, and linguistics learn a lot about human language. So loss of language and the linguistic data will be lost, right? And it can be a great source of information, right? So what are the efforts that have been done for saving Burushaski language? So a lot of work has been done and need to be done, and what my study will cover, we will see. So conducting studies and researches by above mentioned scholars, as I've discussed, the Munshi, Harman Barinja as well. So Burushaski Research Academy was founded in 1980, right? And it is dedicated to the research and revival of Burushaski language, and publish works in Burushaski language. And another project that is led by Dr. Sadaf Monshi, Burushaski language documentation project, back in 2015. And Burushaski Urdu dictionary written by Alama Nasiruddin Hunzai. And books have been written, right? Some from my village Yasin. So the book name is Yasin Burushaski. And other book includes Burushaski Verzun, which means Burushaski grammar, right? Work has been done on grammar as well. And so these are the works that have been done. And my study will just add up to that, especially with reference to digital solution, using digital media promoting language. And research methodology, right? It is primarily conducted to preserve and promote Burushaski language, keeping in view the contemporary digital world. And in research methodology, the major thing is your research design, as I've already discussed in my videos, that how to choose your research design. So it will be based on data collecting tools, right? So if you have numerical data, then you go for quantitative research. So as my data will be quantitative, numerical percentages, right? So a quantitative research design is used in this study. And data will be collected from the new generation of Burushaski speakers who are living in rural and urban areas. And data will be compared and analyzed, right, to see the language shift. And theoretical or conceptual framework of my study is, so in theoretical or conceptual framework, you have to relate other theories, right, which is most relevant to your theory, or the other theory that support your work, your study. So As I already told you, I've been inspired by the work of Dr. Sadaf Munshi and her work Purushaski Language Documentation Project 2015. Right, I've been inspired by her, and it helped me a lot during this study, to conduct this study. So her project tried to preserve Purushaski literature. Right, she's documenting some old text and recorded folk tales. Right, but due to some limitations and time frame of research, she is unable to explore much of it. So my study will add up to her work, right, and then take it further to its finalization, to its goal. So I will collect the latest data on language shift from new generations, and my study is in endeavor and effort, for transmitting the language and culture to the coming generation by incorporating in education, literacy, media, digital media such as YouTube, FB, radio, etc., to grab the attention of new generation and incline them to learn and promote the native language, that is Prushaski, and using learning app, digital systems, and methods or technique for data collection and sampling. Right, what are the techniques that I've used? So as my research is quantitative, so obviously discussions, interviews have been conduct, right, and documentation of materials include description of data, text, right, recordings, and percentages, samples taken from new generation, and we will see what percentage of them. I will show you in the table, right, and comparing and evaluation of Purushaski language used by speakers of rural areas and urban areas to analyze how modernism has affected the language. And all respondents are native speakers of Purushaski language, and questionnaires will be given to them, right, to analyze the percentage of language use. Right, 5 domains will be there. Right, we will analyze under different domains in home environment, educational setting, trade, and workplace as well. And so the domains of my study: home, education, and we will see different age groups as well, grandparents. So the speaking of new generation, or how they communicate with different age groups such as their grandparents, parents, children, class fellows, right, colleagues. So this is the percentage, right, summary of language choice of respondents of rural areas. Right, how much, what percentage of Purushaski they speak Urdu, they speak English, they speak. As you have seen the percentages, right, Purushaski is very less, right, used very less, and in rural areas it is somehow greater, but in urban or city areas, it is more prone to globalization or language shift. That's why Brushaski is very negligible, spoken in very negligible percentage, whereas English and Urdu spoken with higher percentage. So obviously this is endangerment of language. And after this data, right, we will collect data through collecting tools. Primary data should be collected through interviews, right, questionnaires, and samples should be taken from the respondents of Purushaski language of new generation. So after collecting this data, we will go for data analysis. We will analyze this data, and we will come to know that most of the new generation that don't speak their native language, that is Purushaski, and they are more inclined towards English and Urdu. So there is a sheer need to bring their attention towards their language, so that we can preserve and promote this language, Purushaski language. So this is after that you go for discussions that younger generation lives in ever changing digital age, and what are the things The other challenges include the government should not take any plans for the language preservation, and so after that discussion, a brief discussion of what you have analyzed data. So these are the references, right, that I've worked on, or I've collected literature, right, from the Burushaski Razun, or Yasne Burushaski, and Herman Berenger's book, um, right, thus Yasin Burushaski. And apart from that, I've gone through some research papers, right, such as a research paper of Zubair Thorwali, Challenges to Linguistic Diversity of Northern Pakistan, Endangered Languages and Language Death as well. So this is all about synopsis. Hope you understand. Thank you for watching.